This trail that I'm on outside of Bozeman may look like any other across Montana, but it's on a very particular class of public lands that are managed in a very specific way.
We have the absolute privilege of having these lands, especially close to an urban center like Bozeman, and taking care of them is absolutely our highest priority.
Kara Heiser is the Bozeman Unit Manager for the Montana Department of Natural Resources and Conservation. In that role, she oversees state trust lands in this area. That includes about 6,200 acres in the Bear Canyon block. Like many trust lands, it's managed for multiple uses. There's currently a logging project going on, it's leased for livestock grazing, and especially in recent years, there's been growing recreational use.
It's really pretty glorious area, and I know that people really like to be out here.
Altogether, there are more than 5 million acres of state trust land across Montana. The responsibility for managing them belongs to the Montana Land Board. The Governor, Secretary of State, Attorney General, State Auditor, and Superintendent of Public Instruction. Trust lands were first set aside when Montana became a state to provide support for schools, and to this day, they're managed with that goal in mind.
Somewhat of a unique management challenge to think that our time horizon isn't just the next 10 or 25 years, it's in perpetuity.
DNRC describes trust lands as working lands. They bring in more than $50 million a year in revenues for schools and other state institutions. Much of it comes from things like timber permits and grazing and mineral leases, but other uses are increasing too. Most trust lands are open for non-motorized, low-impact recreation.
With a conservation license, recreational users can come to trust lands to do general dispersed recreational activities like hunting, hiking, wildlife viewing, bike riding.
Leaders say with growing interest, there are concerns like littering and conflicts with primary users. They're asking everyone to recreate responsibly.
We're definitely interested in educating more of the public so that they have that better understanding and can take that responsibility personally and seriously in tending to that trust land in the state and making sure that it's available for future generations.
DNRC has put together a full guide on the rules for recreational use on trust lands. You can find a link to that guide on our website. In Bozeman, Jonathan Amberian, MTN News.